السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على أفضل المصطفين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تعبد إلى يوم الدين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. أما بعد, in our last discussion we stopped at ayah 18 of Suuratul Mulk, and we said we are going to proceed from that again. In ayah 18, we said then Allah made mention of the punishment of the Mutaqaddima, the previous community, the previous people, which is something that's established, and the reason is to create the fear in the mind of the kuffar, letting them know if they proceed on the same way, they are going to fall into the same trap. Look at what he said, ayah 18. وَلَقَدْ كَذَّبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ فَكَيْفَ كَانَ نَكِيرٌ. وَلَقَدْ كَذَّبَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. Indeed, الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ, those that came before them, they disbelieved. Indeed, verily, the community or the communities, the ummah before them, they denied, they belied their messengers. That is, we are talking of the kuffar, just like the people of Prophet Noah, Ad, Thamud, people of Lut, the Ashabul Madian, the Ashabul Ros, and the Qawm of Pharaoh. They all disbelieved. فَكَيْفَ كَانَ نَكِيرٌ. Allah said, see how terrible was my response. See how terrible my punishment came as a response to them. That's because they denied. The Ummah before this present Ummah that Allah is addressing, they disbelieved in their messengers. The same way you are disbelieving in your messenger now. So because they disbelieve in their messengers, alayhim salawatu wa taslimat, Allah said, فَكَيْفَ كَانَ نَكِيرٌ. Then see how terrible was my denial, how terrible was my punishment, which came as a response to them. Allah destroyed them because they denied. Ibn Kathir, he said, look at how disbelieving in me, look at what happened after that. That is, a severe punishment came to them. And we already mentioned, if we are giving you example of people who are bad, and you are following the same path with them, it is not for you to know and just keep accusing or condemning them. It is for you to know that if you follow the same path, trending, then it's going to be the same thing. Look at Prophet Hud. They were an old tribe of Saudi Arabia. They lived in the land called Iran. And that's they live between Yemen and Oman. They were physically well built. In fact, they were called giants. They were known for their craftsmanship, especially in constructing big mansions, very tall buildings. Allah gave them power and wealth. In fact, He gave them this outstanding wealth and power. This, however, made them arrogant. They became arrogant, and they know Allah, they worshipped Him. The problem was shirk, as it has always been. They know Allah, they know He's the creator, but always assigning, having an associate with Allah. Hud was sent to them, he kept calling them, a 3-year famine came, the instruction came that they should take shelter in a cave, a tornado was sent to them, a violent windstorm, and they got destroyed. Why? Because they disbelieved. That's the people of Hud. Now, look at the people of Samud. They are the people of Ad, and they were the ancestors of the people of Samud. The people of Ad were the ancestors of these people of Samud we are talking about. Prophet Saleh alayhi salam was sent to them. Allah destroyed them, which include thunderbolt, a storm, a shout, and an earthquake. Shout that it affected their ear, and the earthquake came. They had a scream that they couldn't survive the scream. Because sometimes when you even too near radio or a sound beating, it affects the ear. They build on land, they carve in hills, and they ask for miracle. And when it came, that's it. Then we have the bull of Prophet Lut, Komu Lut. They were nephew to Prophet Ibrahim, alayhi salam. And a shower of stones of clay was sent to them. An earthquake came which turned them down. The city was lifted. It's let's say it was the stone rain on them, the earthquake, then it was turned, the earth was turned and against them. It was lifted and it came down by pieces in them. Why? Because they disbelieve in Allah. Because they disobeyed. They were engaged in sodomy. Today, the shirk, the sodomy, all. Subhanallah. So we have to be very careful. If they were engaged in one and the punishment came this way and we are engaged in all, then we have the people of the Ashabul Aika, the people of Prophet Shu'aib. They lived in Madian, a city in Hijaz, the north of Medina. And they were traders, but they were not measured well. And there was a heavy heat which prevented them from breathing very well. And the flaming fire came and they got destroyed. Why? They were always cautioned by Shu'aib that when they are measuring, they should make their measure in a proper way, not to reduce it. We need today, the traders. We have the Ashab of Ross, we have the people of Fir'aun. Look at the way Allah destroyed them. Fakay Fakan and Akil. Look at how terrible my punishment was to them when they disbelieved. The Almighty Allah guide us. Then ayah 19. Allah now gave evidence. He gave two evidences. He gave one here showing the perfection, his power and the ability that is capable of doing what he wants to do. Look at what he said. So you should not think he's not powerful, he has no power, he cannot do. No. He is ghaniyun from what you ascribe to him. He said, أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا إِلَى الطَّيْرِ فَوْقَهُمْ صَافَّاتٍ وَيَقْبِضْنَ مَا يُمْسِكُهُنَّ إِلَّا الرَّحْمَنُ إِنَّهُ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ بَصِيرٌ. أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا إِلَى الطَّيْرِ فَوْقَهُمْ. Do they not see the birds above them? أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا. Do they not see? Have they not considered? إِلَى الطَّيْرِ, the birds فَوْقَهُمْ, above them in the air. Have we not seen the air? So fat, so fat, they spread their wings, and they close them after spreading. Have we seen that? Have we seen that? The birds, when flying, they flap the wings, flapping. That's what he's saying. They spread, they let it spread, and they flap it down. They close it, flapping them. Do they not see the birds above them, spreading and partially holding their wings and flapping them? Ma yumsikuhunna illa rahman. No one makes the birds to remain, to stand without falling, illa rahman, except Allah. Are you capable of doing that? You remember the law of gravity. Remember the law of gravity. Weighty bodies should fall down on earth when they are released from above. When something that is heavy, when they are released from above, it should fall. But the birds, nothing holds them from falling illa Rahman except the compassionate one. By his power, by the power of the compassionate Allah. Allah is showing us one of his powers. Innahu bi kulli shay'in basir. Indeed, Allah is the seer of all things. He is the seer of all things. So Allah is telling us to look at the birds and learn from the birds. Nothing sustains them. Nothing makes them not to fall when they are flying, when they open and when they close. Even though they are heavy, they are not falling. Nothing makes them to remain that way except Allah. And do you still disbelieve in that Allah Look at ourselves. We are walking and we are not falling while walking, except you are sick. That is still Allah. So don't you witness the birds above when flying. They praise Allah and they always go out for their sustenance. Allah provides for his slaves so he can punish us. He makes us capable to move without falling. Then why do we now think he's not capable of holding us accountable or if he want to deal with us? The summary of this ayah is Allah is saying, أَوَلَمْ يُشَاهِدُ هَؤُلَاءِ الْمُكَذِّبُونَ الطَّيْرِ فَوْقَهُمْ إِنَّ الطَّيْرَانِيَةَ. Did the kuffar, the mukazzibun, those who are disbelieving in the powers of Allah, in the existence of Allah, who have refused not to associate, who have refused and they are still associating partnership with Allah, don't they witness the birds above them? When the birds are flying, they spread their wings, the air sometimes partially, and they flap it, but they don't fall. Nothing makes them to stand. Nothing makes them not to fall on the earth except Allah, that la yakhfa alayhi min shay, that nothing is hidden from him. Nothing that is not capable of doing. Then in 20, he said, in this 20, Allah is rebuking the mushrikun, those that are worshipping asnam, idols. And Allah is affirming his power and emphasizing the ba'ath, the resurrection. He confirmed and affirmed the resurrection. He said, and this ordinarily, Allah discussed it from ayah 20 to 27. In 8 ayat, Allah discussed this. From 20 to 27. Let's take 20. He said, أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي هُوَ جُندٌ لَكُمْ يَنْصُرُكُم مِّن دُونِ الرَّحْمَنِ إِنِ الْكَافِرُونَ إِلَّا فِي غُرُورٍ أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي هُوَ جُندٌ لَكُمْ يَنْصُرُكُم مِّن دُونِ الرَّحْمَنِ إِنِ الْكَافِرُونَ إِلَّا فِي غُرُورٍ. Allah is saying here, he said, أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي, sorry, Aman has a lazy wajun to lako, or who is it who will be an army for you? Who is it that can help you, that will come to your aid? Aman has a lazy, or man has a lazy, who is it jundulakum yansurukum min duni rahman, that will be of help, that will come to your aid min duni rahman, beside the compassionate one, Allah? Who is it that will assist you if Allah intends to put you to task for your actions? And as I said, we are not just talking of the mushrikun, not the kuffar of Makkah. By extension, we are talking to the ummah, to every one of us. So if you are associating partner with Allah, if you are disbelieving in Allah, if you are still engaged in what you should not be engaged with, Allah, what should not be engaged in, Allah is addressing you. This is ayah 20, he's talking to you. Now, where are you? He said, or who is it that will stand as an army for you, that will help you, that will come to your aid, min duni rahman, apart from the compassionate Allah? Because our running should be from Allah to Allah. We cannot run from him to anybody. To who? It's not possible, because even that person needs to run to someone. So if Allah should intend to put us to task for our actions, for our disbelief, for our statements, who is it that will stand for us? Allah said, Inil kafiruna illa fi gurur. The disbelievers are in nothing but in self-deceit. They are fooling themselves because they know, and they should know. Nobody can assist them, and they should know. Nobody can assist them, because the people of Pharaoh, the Hud, the Lut, the Ashabul Aika that we initially mentioned, when the punishment of Allah came, who rescued them? Nobody. Nobody. So we all know nobody can stand for you. nobody will be able to assist you when the punishment of Allah comes. So, but you are still doing the evil you should abstain from. It means you are a fool. Who is it that will be an army for them, for you, Yansurukum, to help you, Minduni Rahman, beside the compassionate one? Inil kafiruna, the disbelievers are figuru. Inil kafiruna illa figuru. They are in nothing except self-delusion. They are fooling themselves. Or who is it that will be an army for you to help you? It's a question. A question that at the same time it is denying that nobody will be able to come and do that. Nobody. Now, and the summary to this is, because we always, after the ayah, we only come to summary of the whole thing we've discussed. Allah is addressing the mushrikun, those that worship the associate partner with him. They are seeking for help, seeking for risk. Allah is now addressing them. If Allah intends to put you to task for all the things you are engaged in, who is it that will make it easy for you? Who is it that will stand in your defense, that will stand against Allah? There will be no army for you that will prevent you from the punishment of Allah. If Allah intends to punish you, nobody, but they are just deceiving themselves. How? Because Shaitan beautified their work for them. Was the Yanalahum Shaitan. Shaitan always make your affair when you are engaged in evil. He always makes your affairs easy, simple, and nice to you, that you will want to engage in it more. So who is there to become an assistant to you? Nobody. We all know the answer. Then he said in 21, أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي يَرْزُقُكُمْ إِنْ أَمْسَكَ رِزْقَهُ بَلْ لَجُّوا فِي عُتُوٍّ وَنُفُورٍ أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي يَرْزُقُكُمْ إِنْ أَمْسَكَ رِزْقَهُ. Or he's asking you, who is it that will provide for you? In amsaka rizqo, if Allah intend to withhold his risk, his provision, who is it that will provide for you? If Allah intend to withhold his risk, his provision from you, if Allah should decide not to send the rain, the matter, you plant and nothing is growing. If Allah decide not to give you the manafi' dunya, the benefits of the world, the money, the water, the food, the cars, the house, the tree refuses to grow, your animals are dying. If Allah refuses to give you, who is going to provide? If Allah should cut it off, there will be no one that will do that. Look at what he said. Because they know nobody is capable of doing that except Allah. Because he said, Min duni Rahman. Who is it that can do that? Or who is it that will provide for you? If Allah decide to withhold, to cut off his provision, Balaju fi'atuwi wonufur. Balaju, rather, ne, laju, they continue. Laju is to remain. Balaju, they continue and they remain fi'atuwi, in their pride, wonufur, and being far away from the truth. No one can assist you if Allah decides to take you, to hold you accountable for your deeds, for your actions, for your statements. Or who is it that will provide for you? If Allah decides to withhold his provisions, and we said if rain is not falling, that's enough. Because if rain is not falling, your plants will not grow. There won't be water. And once there is no water, it affects a lot of things. They know nobody, but Allah said, Balaju Baltamadu. They remain fear Otowi in their pride, Wonufur, and being far away from the truth. They are the men. No, we are not going to believe. We are not going to leave our gods for one God. We are not going to abstain from this. No. And that is because of their pride. And when you are arrogant, you remain in your pride, it means you are far away, you are moving far away from the truth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ibn Qayyim, he said, فَجَمَعَ سُبْحَانَهُ بَيْنَ النَّصْرِ وَالرِّزْقِ. Allah bring together help, aid, and provision. You know, in the ayah before this, we talked about who is it that will stand as army for you. Here he's asking who will provide for you if Allah decide not to give. Because we need Allah's help generally in everything. We need his help and we need his risk. With risk, but you are left alone, you are in trouble. You are not left alone, but there is no risk, you are in trouble. A slave is always in the constant need of help from his enemy, against his enemy, and always have sustenance to live. So there is no how we will not need a nasir, a helper, of razik, and a provider, a sustainer. And it is Allah is the one that assists and that gives. He is the razik, he is the razak, zuku watal matin. In summary, what we have mentioned, or what we have mentioned in this ayah 21 is that there is no one that can provide for you if Allah were to hold his provision. If Allah cut his provision against you, he decided not to give to you. But even though the kuffar, they all know this, they remain in their disbelief and they are still far away from their Lord. They are still far away from their Lord. And in 22, ayah 22, he said, Allah now give example to the believers and to the kafirun. To the believers, those who single out Allah in worship, and to the kuffar, those who associate partner with him, he said, أَفَمَنْ يَمْشِي مُكِبًّا عَلَى وَجْهِهِ أَهْدَىٰ أَمَّنْ يَمْشِي سَوِيًّا عَلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. أَمَّنْ يَمْشِي مُكِبًّا عَلَى وَجْهِهِ. Or is he who walks, who moves, mukiban ala wajihi, with his face cast down. He walks stumbling and falling on his face. He's not comfortable when walking, when moving. Ahada, is he more guided? Is he more guided? Allah give example. The kafir or the kuffar, who when they are walking, they are not concentrated in their movement. Not because they don't know the road, but because they know the truth, they go away from the truth. So they are not always comfortable. So it's like someone who don't know his front, not looking at the right, the left, don't know the front well, the back, always hiding his face because of he's not comfortable with the situation. He don't even know the path he's following. He's just moving. Allah said, is he more guided? Amma yamshi sawiyan, or he who walks sawiyan, upright. Allah Suuratul Mulk, on the straight path. Yes, a believer is not arrogant. He don't raise his shoulder while moving. He don't move and push people away. But he's directed. He's focused. He's upright. He's not scared because he knows the truth. Yeah, the Quran is there to always guide him. There are other books available. There are teachings of the scholars. The hadith is there. So they are guided. So they know when we are not saying they don't know the right from the left, front from the back, it's because they are not guided. They don't know the truth from falsehood. So Allah said, is such person, that kafir, who don't know what is clear, is he more guided, or the one who is upright, who is upon the straight path? No, because the believer is upon the straight path, a path that is very clear. It is mustaqim. That is their example in this world. And that is going to be their example on the day of Qiyamah. A believer is going to be resurrected moving upright on that day. Allahu Akbar. Sawiyan ala Suuratul Mustaqim. And he's going to move like that, Allah willing, to Jannah. May Allah admit all of us into Firdaus, Al-Ala. But to Amal Kafir, as Ibn Kathir said, for the Kafir, he's going to be resurrected, Yamshi ala wajihi ila straight, focused, directed to hell, to Nar Jahannam. To Nar Jahannam. And a hadith from Imam Ahmad that Anas bin Malik, or a hadith from the Messenger of Allah, that's from Anas, that he said, Kila ya Rasulullah, it was said to the Messenger of Allah, Kayfa yahshuru an-nasi ala wujuhihim, how will people be resurrected upon their faces? Faqala, he said, Alaysa allazi amshahum ala arjulihim qadirun ala an yamshiyahum ala wujuhihim? Is he who made them walk upon their leg not capable of making them walk upon their faces? Subhanallah. It means the kuffar will be resurrected that way. They will be resurrected that way. Allah asks us this question, and we know the answer. That the person who is moving, you are traveling, you don't know, you are just focused driving, but you don't know where you are going. You only know you are going to a particular place, Lagos, but you don't know whether that's the way. And even if you turn, you can't locate your way back. The right, the left, you can't differentiate. And you are just still going. When you meet the road safety, the policeman, you will not be comfortable because you might be heading towards a way that has been forbidden. So, the way you greet is even very clear. This guy is in trouble. But he who knows the road is moving. Even if the policeman should stop him or the road safety, where are you going? I'm going to so place. Comfortably. What are we passing? What are we trying to explain to ourselves in this ayah is that the one who walks standing on his face in a humble way, and the one who walks, the one who moves in a way that he is not well guided, hiding his face, keep looking at every angle because it's not directed, that's a mushrik. Is he more guided? Or the one who walks mustaqim on a very straight road? You are not zigzag, you are not going, dodging potholes, no. But the one who moves very straight, is he better? We know the one who is better, and we know the one who is better. We pray Allah make us among those who will walk upon Tariqul Mustaqim. May Allah make us among those. And we have to be among those, we have to practically change our actions. You see the instruction, engage in them. Start practicing. You see the prohibitions, run away as best as you can. Obey him to the best of your ability. Go away from things you are forbidden to the best of your ability. And from then, we will be beneficiaries of the rahmah of Allah. Until we meet again, when we are going to be taking from ayah 23. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.